Hello friends, welcome to Fource tutorials. Myself Harish, this is part 7 of SQL tutorials. In this tutorial, we'll learn what is an ordinal constraint, how to create an ordinal constraint, what is a default constraint, and how to create a default constraint. So what is an ordinal constraint? An ordinal constraint enforces a column to have a value. We cannot insert a null value in that column. This is the definition of an ordinal constraint. What is a default constraint? Default constraint is used to provide a default value for a column. If no value is specified for that column, then the default value which is specified will be inserted in that column. We'll learn how to create a ordinal constraint and how to create a default constraint. We'll navigate to SQL Management Studio. We'll use the same table that we used for our previous tutorials. We'll use student table only. Use student DB. Select star from students. Now we expand the students table. We can see the columns. A student name can accept a null value. So now we want to make sure that student should not insert a null value in the student name column. So for that we'll apply an ordinal constraint on a student name column. So for applying an ordinal constraint we use alter table, that is the name of the table is students, alter column, name of the column is underscore name, data type of the column is WHAR, that is, and on that we want to apply not null. So when we run this query, if you refresh the database, if you again navigate to the table section and expand the columns, you can see that, just a sec, student DB tables, student table, columns. So now you can see student name has a data type of WHAR and it does not accept a null value. So we'll try to insert a null value to check whether the ordinal constraint is created or not. So insert into student values So we have created a ordinal constraint on student name column. So it says cannot insert a null value in the column student underscore name. So in this way we can create a ordinal constraint for any column. Now we'll create a default constraint. Suppose if a student doesn't specify his gender, then the default gender for the student would be male. So for applying a default constraint, we'll use the command alter table, name of the table, that is students. Will create a default constraint. So we want to add a constraint, add what we want to add, constraint, name of the constraint is default, df underscore gender, default, we have to specify the value, that will be default value male, and for which column? For gender column. When we click on execute, then you can see the default constraint has been created. If you refresh and again expand the students table, so now you can see the default constraint df underscore gender is created. Now we'll not specify any value for gender column. First we'll do a select star from students. Now we'll insert one value, insert into students ID, comma name, comma age. Values student name is, age is 5. Now in this statement we have not specified the value for gender. So by default the value which we specified male will be inserted. So now if we go and select the students table, we can see Rakesh, the default gender is male. We didn't specify the gender value. It by default inserted the default value which we specified while creating a constraint. So in this way we can create a not null constraint and a default constraint. So commands for the same, for creating a not null constraint and default constraint are same. Alter table, table underscore name, alter column, column underscore name, data type of the column, and the not null constraint. So this is a statement which which we used for creating a not null constraint. SQL command for creating a default constraint is alter table, name of the table, add constraint. Which constraint you want to add? Default constraint, default, and what is the default value for that constraint value, and name of the column. In this way we can create a not null constraint and a default constraint. That's it for today. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.